stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get call the meeting to order at 6 p.m. Can I get a roll call, please?
Michael Cashman.
Present.
Thomas Wood.
Here.
Barbara Hebert is absent. Charles Costick.
Here.
Dana Isabella.
Here.
James Coffey.
Here.
And I, Katie Felucci, are present.
Okay. We're taking Resolution 244, adoption of subdivision regulation amendments to Town of Plattsburgh 2023 off the floor. Can I have the resolution read, please?
Whereas the Town of Plattsburgh Town Board adopted a town comprehensive plan in 2010 and Town Center Smart Growth Plan on November 21st of 2019, which necessitated a review and update of currently adopted subdivision regulations for the town, as last revised on June 19th of 1978. And whereas the town board received a draft of the proposed subdivision regulations for the town of Plattsburgh, herein referred to as proposed subdivision regulations, for review dated last revised July 14th of 2023, which will replace the existing subdivision regulations for the town of Plattsburgh in its entirety. And whereas the application was referred to the Town of Plattsburgh Planning Board and Clinton County Planning as required by local and state law, and whereas the Town Board, as the only involved agency pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act, with respect to environmental review of the recession and of the current Town of Plattsburgh subdivision law, last revised June 19th of 1978, and adoption of the proposed subdivision regulations, declared itself seeker lead agency for this action on October 5th of 2023, and conducted a full review of the proposed subdivision regulations using Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 of the FEAF forms, and where the town board also held a public hearing on October 19th of 2023 for the proposed subdivision regulations, where all interested and concerned parties were afforded an opportunity to be heard, and their comments were considered by the board prior to the adoption of this resolution. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board of the town of Plattsburgh in a regular session duly convened as follows. 1, the town board considered all the reasonably related long-term, short-term, direct, indirect, and cumulative environmental effects associated with the proposed action, including other simultaneous or subsequent actions. 2, town board has compared the proposed action with the criteria for determining significance in 6 NYCCR 617.7 Section C, and determined that the proposed action will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment. 3, the town board issues a negative declaration of significance for this action. And 4, the town board hereby rescinds the existing subdivision regulations Town of Plattsburgh has last revised June 19th of 1978, and adopts the Town of Plattsburgh subdivision regulations as last revised July 14th of 2023, which shall be effective this date.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Isabella, is there a second?
Second.
Would any discussion? Again, this item is coming off from being tabled at the previous meeting, and because Chuck usually likes to make a wisecrack, 1978 was before I was born, so just to put it in perspective, just for the record. All right, and I just want to thank Trevor and Jess for all their hard work on this. So can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Charles Costick.
Yes.
Dana Isabella.
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes, this item carries. All right, now back to our regularly programmed agenda. We do have some public hearings this evening, so I'm going to be watching the clock. But can we move forward to Resolution 255, accept the minutes of the previous meeting?
Resolved that the minutes of September 21st of 2023 and September 28th of 2023 be accepted and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Constance, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, carries. All right, the Town of Plattsburgh Town Board semi-monthly meeting, public hearing, November 16th, 2023. The meeting was called to order at 6 p.m. by the presiding officer at the Town Hall on the Banker Road. Further notice is hereby given that the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh will meet and hold public hearing thereon at the Town Hall located at the Banker Road in the Town of Plattsburgh, Clinton County, New York, on Thursday, November 16, 2023, at 6:05 p.m. prevailing time in relation to the proposed local law number 6 of 2023, a local law amending local law number 2 of 2027, redefining income for property owned by persons 65 years of age or older who meet certain income limitations or other requirements as set forth in section 467 of the real property tax law. This evening we will accept written comments into the record as well as provide the opportunity to hear from individuals from the floor. Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Bostic, is there a second?
Second.
Isabella, is there any discussion? Seeing none, can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Dana Isabella,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes. Public hearing is officially open at 6:05 p.m. I'll begin the public hearing by asking the clerk, have you received any written comments to be placed in the
I
record?
have not.
The town supervisor's office has also not received anything for written record. At this time, would we open the floor to the public if anyone would like to provide comment? Is there anyone seeking to provide comment? Seeing nothing, we will place this off to the side and continue with our agenda. Is there anyone seeking to provide general public comment this evening from the floor? Seeing nothing. Resolution 256, the abstract.
Resolved that the abstract of audited claims number 11B-23 for $742,518.98. Abstracts 11B-23 prepays for the amount of $153,453.69 be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisor is hereby authorized to pay said abstracts.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Isabella, is there a second?
Second.
Bostic, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution does carry, thank you. Resolution 257, the financial software upgrade.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh would like to upgrade the town's current accounts payable process to gain efficiencies and reduce costs. And whereas the town's financial software provider, Tyler Technologies, is offering an accounts payable automation process which will lower costs and increase efficiencies. Therefore, be resolved that after review of the town attorney and approval of the supervisor, is authorized to execute the agreement for the town of Plattsburgh and Tyler Technologies. And a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Second.
What, discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 258, Employee Assistance Services, EAS.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh has had an annual contract with the Clinton County Mental Health Association, Inc., doing business as Employee Assistance Services, whereby agency provides informational services to the town as an employer and among other services, provides counseling to employees of the town. And whereas the agency will submit to the town its Town of Plattsburgh Employee Assistance Services Annual Report from January 1st of 2024 to December 31st of 2024 upon completion in January of 2025. And whereas the town board has provided within the general fund of the Town of Plattsburgh of 2024 budget sufficient funds to pay for the renewal of a one-year contract with the agency, now therefore it is resolved that the one-year renewal contract submitted by the agency is approved and the supervisor is hereby authorized to execute the same for the town for the year of 2024. And be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Isabella, is there a second?
Second.
Costick? I would just say that I'm very appreciative of what the folks do through this program for us. This is an added benefit to our employees and it has lots of different functions. And this is a service that is definitely used as well. And they also help us meet some of our mandates for training, so.
Just on the second whereas, it's completion January of 2025? That's when they get the list of all the people?
Yeah, so the reporting is always 1 year behind. They give us like a general usage report.
But they get a list of all the employees that are eligible before that?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yep, all right. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries, thank you. All right. The Town of Plattsburgh Town Board semi-monthly meeting, public hearing November 16, 2023. The meeting was called to order at 6 p.m. by the presiding officer at the Town Hall on the Banker Road. Further notice is hereby given that the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh will meet and hold public hearing thereon at the Town Hall located at the Banker Road in the Town of Plattsburgh, Clinton County, New York, on Thursday, November 16th at 6:10 p.m. Prevailing time in relation to proposed local law number 7 of 2023, a local law amending local law number 2 of the year 2007, redefining income for partial real property tax exemptions for property owned by disabled persons who meet certain income limitations and other requirements as set forth in section 459-C of the real property tax law. This evening, we will accept written comments into the record as well as provide the opportunity to hear from individuals from the floor. Is there a motion to open this public hearing?
So.
Austin, Wood, you almost had that one, Tom. Can I get a roll call, please?
He's closer.
Thomas Wood?
Sound, traveling.
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Charles Costick?
Yes.
Dana Isabella?
Yes.
Michael Cashman?
Yes, this public hearing is officially opened at 6:10 p.m. Let me begin the public hearing by asking the clerk, has anyone provided any written comments to be placed in the record?
They have not.
Okay, the town supervisor's office has also not received anything written to be placed into the record. Is there anybody seeking the floor for this public hearing? Seeing nothing further, we will continue along with the agenda. Resolution 259, Recreation Program Contract of Services for Bowling Program.
Whereas Parks and Recreation utilizes instructional services for programs in the town of Plattsburgh, and whereas the Youth Services and Recreation Director recommends contract services for program and said person get a W-9. Now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor is authorized to sign all necessary documents necessary for the short-term contract services.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
No, she's closer.
Isabella, Wood, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries, thank you. Resolution 260, Planning Board Member Reappointment of Ann Brandell.
Whereas Ann Brandell is willing to continue to serve as a planning board member, therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Plattsburgh does hereby reappoint Ms. Brandell, a resident of the town of Plattsburgh, to the planning board as a regular board member for a term to expire December 31st of 2030. It be further resolved that Ms. Brandell take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and the supervisor send a letter of reappointment and appreciation to Ms. Brandell. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the planning and community department head, and a certified copy also be given to Ms. Brandell.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Isabella. I just want to, I know there may be some other members that want to join me in this, but just thank Ann for her willingness to continue to stay on this board. She has just a wealth and depth of knowledge from being a longtime member, and we're just very, very fortunate to have her as a volunteer extraordinaire in this role. So,
Agreed.
She's done it for many decades.
you know. All right, on this one, can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Charles Costick?
Yes.
Dana Isabella?
Yes.
Michael Cashman?
Yes, resolution does carry. Resolution 261, October 23, budget amendment.
Whereas the town may need to amend the 2023 budget to reflect changes in revenues and expenditures during the year, and whereas the budget amendments will be offset from existing fund balance or additional revenues, therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Plattsburgh authorize the following budget amendment as attached, and be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Isabella, is there a second?
Second.
Austin, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution does carry, thank you. All right. Town of Plattsburgh Town Board semi-monthly meeting, public hearing November 16, 2023. The meeting was called to order at 6 p.m. by the presiding officer at the Town Hall at Banker Road. And further notice is hereby given the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh will meet and hold public hearings thereon at the Town Hall located on the Banker Road in the Town of Plattsburgh, Clinton County, New York, on Thursday, November 16th at 6:05 prevailing time in relation to the proposed local law number 6 of 2003, a local law amending local law number 2 of 2007, redefining income for property owned by persons 65 years of age or older who meet certain income limitations and other requirements as set forth in section 467 of the real property tax. This evening, we will accept written comments to the record as well as provide an opportunity to hear from the floor. As this public hearing is opening, I'll ask 3 more times. Is there anybody seeking the floor? Is there anyone seeking the floor? Is there anyone seeking the floor? Already hearing from the clerk and already hearing from the supervisor, there is no written comment to be entered into the record. I would accept a motion to close this public hearing. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Constant. Is there a second?
Second.
Wood. Is there any discussion? Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Dana Isabella,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes. This public hearing is officially closed. We will move forward to Resolution 262, a resolution authorizing the adoption of the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh of local law number 6 of 2003, a local law amending local law number 2 of 2007, redefining income for property owners by persons of 65 years of age or older who meet certain income limitations and other requirements as set forth in section 467 of the real property tax law.
Whereas a resolution was duly adopted by the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh for public hearing to be held by said governing body on November 16th of 2023 at 6:05 p.m. at the Town of Plattsburgh, located at 151 Banker Road, Plattsburgh, New York, to hear all interested parties on proposed local law number 6 of 2023, a local law amending local law number 2 of the year 2007, redefining income for property owned by persons 65 years of age or older who meet certain income limitations and other requirements as set forth in section 467 of the real property tax law. And whereas notice of said public hearing was duly advertised in the Press Republican, the official newspaper of said town, on November 8th of 2023. And whereas said public hearing was duly held on November 16th of 2023 at 6:05 at 1 p.m. at 151 Baker Road in Plattsburgh, New York, and all parties in attendance were permitted an opportunity to speak on behalf of or in opposition to said proposed local law or any part thereof. And whereas the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh, after due deliberation, finds it in the best interest of the said town to adopt said local law. Therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh hereby adopts said local law number 6 of 2023, entitled a local law amending local law number 2 of the year 2007, redefining income for property owned by persons 65 years of age or older who meet certain income limitations and other requirements as set forth in section 467 of the real property tax law, a copy of which is attached hereto and made a part of this resolution. And be it further resolved that the town clerk be and she hereby is directed to enter said local law in the minutes of this meeting and in the local law book of the town of Plattsburgh, and to give due notice to the adoption of said local law to the Secretary of State of New York.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Second.
Isabella, any discussion?
Is it, how soon does it take effect? How's it go
As
through?
soon as the state gets
It's gotta
it.
go through filing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as soon as
But
the
again-
state gets it.
But again, don't forget, we were getting this, in advance earlier. We didn't want to wait until the last minute, so. With nothing further, can I get a roll call vote, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Dana Isabella,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes. Resolution passes, but I want to thank Dana for her hard work on this as a member of that committee, so thank you. And I just want to make just a footnote, I don't know if I said it loud enough, we closed the public hearing at 6:15, so. Going back to the second public hearing, the Town of Plattsburgh Town Board semi-monthly meeting, public hearing November 16, 2023. The meeting was called to order at 6 p.m. by the presiding officer of the Town Hall on the Baker Road. Further notice is hereby given that the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh will meet and hold public hearings thereon at the Town Hall located at the Baker Road in the Town of Plattsburgh, Clinton County, New York, on Thursday, November 16th at 2003 at 6:10 p.m. for prevailing time in relation to the proposed local law number 7 of 2023, a local law amending local law number 2 of the year 2007, redefining income for partial real property tax exemption for property owned by disabled persons who meet certain income limitations and other requirements as set forth in section 459-C of the real property tax law. This evening, we were accepting written comments into the record as well as providing the opportunity to hear from the public from the floor. Having already heard from the clerk and the supervisor that no one has filed any written comments, I'll ask 3 more times if there's anyone seeking the floor. Is there anyone seeking the floor? Is there anyone seeking the floor? Is there anyone seeking the floor? Seeing that no one is seeking the floor, I would accept a motion to close the public hearing. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Well, that was a tie for
So
3 of us.
moved.
Ooh, good
That
move.
was all of us.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, can I get a roll call vote, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Dana Isabella,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes. We will close this public hearing at 6:20 p.m. Stick with me for a moment, just want to try to keep things in order for after the meeting. We will now advance Resolution 263, a resolution authorizing the adoption of the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh of Local Law Number 7 of 2003, a local law amending local law number 2 of the year 2007, redefining the income for partial real property tax exemptions for property owned by disabled persons who can meet certain income limitations and other requirements as set forth in section 459-C of real property tax law.
Whereas a resolution was duly adopted by the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh for a public hearing to be held by said governing body on November 16th of 2023 at 6:10 p.m. at the Town of Plattsburgh, 151 Banker Road, Plattsburgh, New York, to hear all interested parties on proposed local law number 7 of 2023, a local law amending local law number 2 of the year 2007, redefining income for partial real property tax exemption for property owned by disabled persons who meet certain income limitations and other requirements as set forth in section 459-C of the real property tax law. And whereas notice of said public hearing was duly advertised in the Press Republican, the official newspaper of said town, on November 8th, 2023, and whereas said public hearing was duly held on November 16th of 2023 at 6:10 p.m. at 151 Banker Road, Plattsburgh, New York. And all parties in attendance were permitted an opportunity to speak on behalf or in opposition to said proposed local law, or any part thereof. And whereas the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh, after due deliberation, finds it in the best interest of said town to adopt said local law, therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh hereby adopts said local law number 7 of 2023 entitled a local law amending local law number 2 of the year of 2007, redefining income for partial real property tax exemption for property owned by disabled persons who meet certain income limitations and other requirements as set forth in section 459-C of the real property tax law, a copy of which is attached here to and made part of this resolution. And be it further resolved that the town clerk be made and she be hereby directed to enter said local law in the minutes of this meeting and in the local law book of the town of Plattsburgh, and to give due notice of the adoption of said local law to the Secretary of the State of New York.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Bella, is there a second?
Second.
Austin, any discussion? Seeing none, can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Dana Isabella,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes. This resolution as it relates to local law also passes. Before we adjourn tonight, I know of no reason to have an executive session, but I would like to make just a couple of quick footnotes. We do not have any more meetings left in the year, and I anticipate that they will be busy, so just as a friendly reminder. But I also want to kind of put in the public domain that tomorrow, I'm just absolutely elated that we are marking the completion of phase 1 of the Battlefield Memorial Gateway. We will officially designate the Purple Heart Trail. The baseline infrastructure has been put down, the new parking, a lot of the general stuff for phase 1, and it looks really, really gorgeous. And there's 3 groups in particular that I want to just give lots of public kudos and thanks and appreciation because we wouldn't have gotten here without them. The first is Casella Waste. Casella Waste stepped up in a very big way, helping with a remediation remediation. We knew that there was some remediation that needed to be done, but they helped out. Plattsburgh Memorial actually made a significant donation of the trail marker, and when you see it, it's gorgeous, it's just stunning. And then Luck Brothers, though they were under contract with us to do the construction, they went above and beyond, like just absolutely above and beyond in working with us. There were a number of things, getting state permits and things like that, that were just, we live in a world of bureaucracy with government, and they exceeded every expectation. So I want to make sure that that is announced before we close the meeting out today. All right. With nothing further, is there a motion to?
Is there, just out of curiosity, are we continuing in the American Legion to accept money?
We are. We continue to. Just as a reminder, the way that our public-private partnership is working is the Clinton County American Legion is the the hard money financing arm of the public-private partnership, while we do the grants and the administration, and because it's our property, but they are still accepting money. So in 2024, we will begin phase 2. Each of the phases does not have a specific date that will close out. The ultimate goal is that the last of the work that needs to be done for the inland portion of the Battlefield Memorial Gateway will be done by 2026, coinciding with the 250th anniversary. But we'll start working on the amenities that are kind of distinguished in the park.
So if somebody wanted to give money towards the project through the American Legion, how would they go about it?
They can contact the town of Plattsburgh, and we can get them in contact. People can also make donations directly to the town as well, because the town can accept gifts. But we're just not the fundraising arm. Yep. And there is a tab on our website as well. And they're going to be gearing up some new fundraising efforts in early 2024 as well. Yep. Great questions, Tom. With nothing further, I would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Fantastic. Is there a second?
Second?
Ellen, any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We will adjourn at 6:26 p.m. Do you have any questions or need signatures or anything like that? Some of the classes.
Well,
do,
this was-
some of the classes don't.
This was so exciting. I know it's hard to come up with a question because it was just.
Girlie, contain yourself, it's so exciting.
Court's hard to follow.
Throwing stuff?
What's that?
Yeah.
The court's hard to follow. I was like,